Cheers, Bill.
Yeah.
Here's to you. I'm one of the only guests on your show that has actually acted with you. We're thespians.
Oh, we were talking about Tomcats? Tomcats. 2000, the year.
Let's tell everyone, it's a film called Tomcats. Young men will know what we're talking about. Young men under the age of 30, around there.
Yeah, why did I do that? It was one day of work for me.
And you made a lot of money.
Maybe that was it.
And they flew you privately.
Oh, for sure. Well,
I know because you said, when did you get in? We were shooting in Vegas, and I said, oh, I got in yesterday. And you said, oh, did they send you the jet? And I went, if by sent me the jet, you mean Spirit Airlines.
Well, because I was doing politically incorrect. I had to I shot all day long getting up at the crack of dawn and had to be back in LA
and do your night show, yeah.
Politically incorrect.
Bill, I want to say you were a great acting partner. You had a lot of dialogue. You probably don't even remember it. You were so great with all your lines.
I remember. Are you kidding? Or are you?
I'm being dead serious.
Oh, yeah. No, I could do that level of acting back when I was. I mean, it's funny because the 80s, most of my income was from, I did silly movies.
Sure.
Some of the posters were around here.
Bill, I thought for many years you were the guy in Body Double.
Yes, I wasn't.
I know a lot of people thought that,
yeah.
though, right? I mean,
yes, I was the guy in DC Cab. I was the guy in a bunch of sitcoms and Murder, She Wrote and things like that. But then in the 90s, I got what I really should have always been doing, which was the political talk show. For some reason, in the year 2000, they offered me this thing, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll get back on the horse, see what that's like. Maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. It couldn't have been fun because, I had to, get up at the crack of dawn. So I flew in the night before in Vegas, and so that was rushed, and I had to fly right back after. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to get a fun weekend in Vegas. There was none of that. I remember I played the bad guy. You were the...
You played the casino boss, and I owed money to you.
Right. Exactly. And I was... Why they chose me as the scariest guy in the world, but I feel like I pulled that off pretty well.
You really did.
Not like I was personally going to beat the shit out of you, but as a guy who could control henchmen, who would be my henchmen and act as henchmen do.
You were.
I'm a very big advocate for henchmen, by the way. I talked about this once with Mark Cuban, who probably has thousands of henchmen with his money. But henchmen, I feel, are always shot in movies, and nobody ever feels for them. I mean, it's just a job to them. They're humans too, but we can just wipe them out like in scores in a row, and no one ever thinks, oh, that was a guy with a wife and kids and a sister, and he just took a henchman job.
Yeah.
And he's not really a bad guy.
Yeah.
And certainly wasn't a very good henchman because he got shot by one guy and thousands of them went down.
You should pitch this to the John Wick people, one of the random people who've been taken out.
I would like that's a great idea. I would like a movie from the point of view of the henchman.
Yeah.
I was the casino boss. You owed money. I remember being embarrassed by the movie and being in it because
What? It's a cult classic. Are you kidding me? Embarrassed by the film?
Well, they were in the first scene, they take Viagra at a wedding.
It's a silly movie. Yeah.
Okay. I was embarrassed by DC Cab, too. I think that's
You shouldn't be embarrassed by DC Cab. I want to tell you, I am younger than you. DC Cab on HBO played nonstop in my childhood. I've seen DC Cab. This is not an exaggeration. Blow it right over here, Bill. It's what we call freebie.
Jesus, what a pussy. My God.
Oh, yeah.
All I did was fucking blow the slightest bit of smoke in you.
One more right over here, Bill.
Okay, but go ahead with what were you saying?
DC Cab, I've watched it hundreds of times. It's a classic film. I mean, I know it might not have been recognized by the Academy.
I think that the B movies I did, Pizza Man and Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death, while more low budget, were actually better, funnier movies. They're actually kind of funny. No, they're also not Academy Award material. Those ones were just I don't know, lowest common denominator sort of, people to this day say, hey, DC Cab, and if it makes you happy, I'm very glad. All the fans out there, all I ever want to say to these people is, I've gone on to other things.
And of course you have. And we're not defining you by
No, I know.
your role in Tomcats at DC Cab. But I will tell you something. Being that we do have, on this show, a lot of times people talk about your manager, Mark Gervitz. I heard it in the Dana Carvey, David Spade
Sure.
episode. You have a mutual manager. For those watching who are not in the entertainment industry, we have managers who manage our careers, and you're with them for decades at a time, and they're very helpful.
It's like a coach in football. I mean, can he win you the title? Of course not. But can they affect enough of the games, perhaps, to take you over the edge in a close race? Yes.
And it's a confidant, and it's a protector. So I am with the Mark Gervitz counterpart, Michael Rotenberg, who's at 3 Arts, who's a sort of a contemporary of Mark Gervitz. They're
another big manager.
and they're very good friends. But he said something really interesting to me. First of all, as a manager, he said something really fun. I had a TV show that was canceled, right? But like you, like all of us who've been here for decades, we have a lot of TV shows that are canceled.
Which one was this?
I don't even remember. One of the hundreds. And he took me out to dinner. God, our managers are always way wealthier than we are. But they took me out to dinner, and he took me out to dinner, and he said, I was really depressed. And he said, if you can figure out how to make this the fun part, looking for the next one, this will be a fun career for you. And that really affected me and how I think now.
There's no way you can do that. That's not the fun part.
But I never try, will. Bill. I really do. I try.
Okay, but that's never going to be the fun part, is when you get kicked on your ass and you have to, yes, it's the part that, it's not the fun part, it's the part that can make you feel good about yourself, because you deserve to pat yourself on the back when you pick yourself up, when you could have let it defeat you. I remember once sitting in a bathtub in a hotel in San Francisco in 1983, I think, crying in the bathtub because I was up for the sitcom version of Mr. Mom. And I was right on the 1 yard line. And at the last minute, they gave it to Barry Van Dyke. Not that I remember, and not that I'm bitter about it. Exactly.
Fucking Nepo baby.
Yes.
Unfucking real. That said,
and I said, I hope your father does not live a long life. And look,
stop. Oh God, I was just thinking of Dick. I was just thinking of Dick Van Dyke. His granddaughter was my kid's teacher you did say Van Dyke and not
Barry Van Dyke. Yes, he was Dick's son.
So many Vans.
But I thought I was funnier, but
Michael Rotenberg, my manager, we were talking about managers, is a little inside baseball, but we all have managers in this business. He said to me, you're going to end up where you're supposed to be. And that really, that affected me as well.
And how would you define where you're supposed to be? So if that's true, you fill in that blank for me.
Okay.
Because I feel like you do a lot of things.
Yes. So that's what...
You'll take anything.
No. No, it's okay. It's funny to say that.
Hey, I just did the Hollywood Squares, so I had nothing, I cannot even...
I was hoping to get that offer. They didn't get it. Give it to one of the fucking Van Dykes. Oh, God. Give it to Dick Van Dyke's great-great-grandson.
Yeah, but you know what? The next day, you get back on the horse.